there's something in the Bible that gives us some information that a lot of people miss. This is Judges 4. It says, "And the people of Israel again did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, after Ehud died, and the Lord sold them into the land of Jabin, king of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor. The commander of his army was Sisera, who lived in Harosheth Hagoyim. Then the people of Israel cried out to the Lord for help, and he had 900 chariots of iron, and he oppressed the people of Israel cruelly for 20 years. Before he. Sisera is oppressing the people of Israel. Later, this is thought to be that the people of Israel were being given a test by God, and that this had to happen to them. And then if you look there, it said the king of Canaan, and this is his general of his army. So this is a Canaanite king and his general, which are not being called angels, Melech, though the Canaanite king would be considered a Melech, most likely. And then Sisera is taken by the river and everything, and he flees and his army falls. It says, and this is Judges 4:16, "And Barak pursued the chariots and the army of Harosheth Hagoyim, and all the army of Sisera fell by the edge of the sword. Not a man was left. But Sisera fled away on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. For there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazor, and the house of Heber the Kenite. And Jael came out to meet Sisera and said to him, 'Turn aside, my lord, turn aside to me, do not be afraid.' So she turned aside to her into the tent, or he turned aside to her into the tent, and she covered him with a rug. And he said to her, 'Please give me a little water to drink, for I am thirsty.' So she opened the skin of milk and gave him a drink and covered him." Okay, and then this is what happens right after that, but I'll go to the next chapter to do it because they kind of sing about it. So this is in Judges 5. It says, in Judges 5:25, "He asked for water and she gave him milk. She brought him curds in a noble bowl. She sent her hand to the tent peg and her right hand to the workman's mallet. She struck Sisera, she crushed his head. She shattered and pierced his temple. Between her feet, he sank, he fell. He lay still between her feet. He sank, he fell where he sank, and then there he fell, he dead." And right before that, in Judges 5:20, it says, "From the heaven the stars fought. From their courses they fought against Sisera." And that's the kind of thing you're looking for in the Bible, actually. Most people are like looking through the whole Bible trying to find exactly something like that, where it says, "From the heaven the stars fought. From their courses they fought against Sisera." And if we understand the history of Canaan and the fallen angels and everything, Genesis 6, now we can go back to, and to help understand this. When man began to multiply the face of the land, and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of man were attractive, and they took as their wives any that they chose. Then the Lord said, "My spirit shall not abide in man forever, for he is flesh, and his days shall be 120 years. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came to the daughters of man, and they bore children with them. These were the mighty men of old, the men of renown." So, the king of Canaan and his general, Sisera, are remnants of the Nephilim. And then soon after this comes Goliath. But if we look at Judges 6 and 7, right after the Israelites kill, or Jael kills Sisera, then is Gideon. 6 and 7 is Gideon, where there is an angel who comes and helps the people of Israel, which is kind of like them saying, "Okay, well, we just saw what happened to Sisera and what you guys did with Sisera. We understand we're not going to fight against the stars, the Grigori, the egregore, the aliens that people call them today. They're not really aliens, but that's what everybody calls them today." And they said, "We're not going to fight against them. We're going to work with you. We're going to work with them." And then Judges 6 and 7 come right after that, showing that the angels, the Nephilim, had seen what happened to Sisera. And then much later comes Goliath, who is much like Sisera, but for a little while, the Nephilim are not like Sisera. And then when Goliath dies, the king of Tyre builds David a palace. That's where the Temple of Solomon and everything come from. They send carpenters and masons to build a palace for King David and King Solomon. So that's just something most people don't even notice. And the dew of Hermon is the anointing oil in the Bible. If somebody is anointed, like Jesus is the anointed one, the Christ, that is the dew of Hermon. And it includes beeswax, and wax is Sarah in Latin. And Sisera's name is Sisera. So he is associated with the dew of Hermon. And the dew of Hermon comes from Hermon, which is the mountain where the angels came down, according to all legends and everything. It's the Chronicles by Panadorus, and the Bible talks about the dew of Hermon and Aaron's beard, Moses' brother. So there is all kinds of mentions of Mount Hermon in the Bible, and that is where the angels come from. And Sisera is related to that.